Hello and welcome to another game of StarLadder Season 5, day number 6, Star Series TCM taking on virtus.pro. And this is the second match of the day, and we're gonna see two more games after this one. No Tidehunter versus Fnatic coming right up after this game, followed by 3D Max taking on Empire. And that would conclude all the StarLadder matches for today. And then there's another day tomorrow, but let's not talk about that one just yet. We're gonna have TCM, I would say a bit of the underdog in this particular matchup against virtus.pro that have shown some very strong performances lately. We have got the standings, there we go, there we have them for your information. If you want to find out about these standings by yourself, you can go to StarLadder.tv, go to the Dota 2 section, and then click on League, and you can find all this information by yourself as well. So one thing that we have to keep in mind is that some teams have played more games than others. So for example, 3D Clan have played 4 matches with 6 points and El Pride has played 2 matches with 6 points. You know, stuff like that. No Tidehunter, on the other hand, is going to have their first game only today, so they have still 0 points. Navi has played 2 matches, 0 points for them yet. 3D Max, same story for them, as 3D Max is going to be going up against Empire later today, so it's going to be hard for them to still get those points. I mean, on paper only, of course, anything can happen in a game of Dota on itself. But these two teams, it's going to be virtus.pro, who's already got 6 points in their pocket, only dropped one of their games so far, and they're up against TCM, who we saw win their first game yesterday. I do believe we have got them 3 points, 2 matches played, so it could end up at even points if TCM managed to win this game, or otherwise virtus.pro will jump to the top of the list with 9 points. Like I said, you can see those standings for yourselves. StarLadder.tv is where you should be heading if you want to check out that. So, this game, TCM virtus.pro, we're going to have banned out a Wisp, a Keeper of the Light, Bat Rider, as well as a Nyx Assassin. And the first pick is going to go to TCM. And if you're wondering, hey, how does it happen that TCM has first pick and virtus.pro doesn't, even though virtus.pro is Radiant? Normally you would see like Radiant first pick, etc. But it is actually the case that the team that's complete first in the wow, that's going fast now. in the lobbies, it gets the choice. Do you want to choose if you want to have first pick, or do you want to choose which side you're on? And TCM, they picked first pick, and then virtus.pro picked Radiant side, so that's the reason why we're gonna see this kind of particular matchup. Darkseer is the first picker for TCM, and that means that Magnus and Gyrocopter picked up by virtus.pro, and already having a very strong heroes at that, and also heroes that can fulfill multiple lanes. We've seen Gyrocopter solo mid, we've seen Gyrocopters on the safe solo lane by themselves, we've seen Gyrocopters on the aggressive trial lanes, Magnus on the safe lanes, Magnus on the mid lane, Magnus on the off lane. So like I said, we're really open picks for virtus.pro, so TCM, they don't really know exactly what they're going to be up against, apart from, of course, knowing that they're going to be up against some heavy team fight potential, and that's going to be them not caring about that. Apparently they're going to pick up a Shadow Demon and a Luna, so pushing power it is, and at the same time picking a fairly safe lane. Luna can just farm with Shadow Demon behind her in case she gets attacked. There's going to be a disruption and she should be fine. Undying picked up by virtus.pro, so that's another strong tri lane hero, with Bane still making it through, and that's something that we don't see every day, so we're probably going to see him banned out by TCM. There we go, indeed, as that is the first ban for TCM. virtus.pro going to have their next ban. I mean, if we look at TCM's lineup, we know that they already have their off lane, they already have their tri lane or dual lane, whichever they want to prefer, but we don't have the mid lane or maybe a jungle hero or another another solo lane. So we're gonna see some of those being banned out. We see that Nature's Prophet gets banned out first by virtus.pro, a hero that I wasn't expect to see banned out. I mean, I was more expecting something like a Queen of Pain. Considering TCM has got the first pick, they can just pick up that Queen of Pain, and it would fit into their lineup as well as in their color palette. Look at that. I mean, Luna and Darkseer are both a bit purple. Yesterday I decided that Shadow Demon was also a bit purple, so therefore I say that. Rubik gets banned out by TCM, also another support that would work well in the tri lane with an Undying and a Gyrocopter. There's still a lot of possibilities though, so we can just yeah, we can expect another support out banned out. Perhaps this Puck that gets banned out, so solo lane mid banned out by virtus.pro. I mean, in theory, Gyrocopter can be played as a support as well. We have seen that. We have seen that, definitely. But then which carry would you pick up together with that? Oh well, we'll find out. We'll find out. We can of course guess all we want, but in the end, we won't know for sure until the heroes are actually on the right lanes. TCM gonna be going to the bonus time if they don't hurry up with their next pick.
5 seconds remaining.
It's gonna be it probably is gonna be support though, maybe. Yeah, and support silencer. We saw the ban out in the previous game as well. Also on a place where we would expect a support being banned out. It's a really solid one to have. I mean, if you're gonna go in, the support silencer is just there for the ultimate, basically. I mean, yeah, you can harass on the lane really nicely, but there is just that global silence just wrecks your entire lineup if you're gonna go on him and he's on your opponent team. If you're gonna go on a team fight,
10 seconds
we're gonna have Queen of Pain still banned out by virtus.pro. Like I said, that's the one that we were expecting for sure. So no surprise there. As virtus.pro also did not waste any time just clicking the ban button right there.
Reserve time.
Reserve time for TCM again. And this is something that virtus.pro can profit from. I mean, they can use this time for themselves as well. And maybe force TCM to be a bit more hasty on their picks if virtus.pro makes sure that they don't use any extra time whatsoever. But they pick up a Leshrac, hero that goes well together with the Shadow Demon, of course, so that's a tri-lane for TCM. Venomancer gets picked up by virtus.pro, so that's their support. The only thing that they have to worry about is that the only real stun, if they're gonna indeed have that tri-lane, is the homing missile, which is not that reliable, because you can of course run away from that, so. But yeah, still a very nice hero. The harassment is gonna be insane, and of course also the Gale is... The slow is just well, then again, Shadow Demon Leshrac is something that you should be a bit wary for as well. I mean, at least TCM has got that disable.
5 seconds
a solid disable, and disruption followed up by Split Earth can really not go wrong unless Leshrac messes up his timing, which in theory should not happen. Because these players are professionals. There we go. I said it. But yeah, TCM taking their time again. One pick needed, one mid lane hero. I would say. Which hero do they want to go send into the mid lane against a hero that they're not really sure yet is going to be there? So virtus.pro has got the upside that they can just pick a counter against whichever hero TCM is going to pick up, unless TCM is going to send a Darkseer in the mid lane. But I mean, Storm Spirit could of course be picked up, a hero that we've actually seen a bit lately. Tinker could be nice as well in TCM's lineup. But you probably want to have something with a bit more presence in the mid game, which would be Shadow Fiend then, I guess. I mean, Shadow Fiend is a solid hero mid, and a Warlock for virtus.pro. Now I'm curious to see who's going to be playing where. Not even who's going to be playing what, who's going to be playing where. Santa, Warlock, KSI, Venomancer, and Undying. Magnus in the middle then, I think. Or Airman. Nah. Airman's gonna farm. But that is the last pickup, a Warlock for virtus.pro. So for all you people that in the chat that were saying, like, meta game, so many of the same heroes, I can't believe that you say that, because since Sunday, I believe it started Sunday at least, we have Warlocks, Bloodseekers, Alchemists, what's his name? What's his face? Spirit Breaker. We have so many different heroes being picked up. Teams are trying out so many different lineups and heroes that, yeah, I mean, the strong ones are still gonna be there. The Lifestealer, the Bane, and you have the same kind of bans every time. But still, the teams are experimenting. This is what happens if the game is like the same, I would say. Of course, you have got Silencer added now as well. If the game is like the same for a while, people tend to experiment more instead of just trying to work out how the game exactly works with the changes that have been made. So this is that. This is just them trying to work out new lineups, trying to surprise the opposing team. So let's see who's playing what for TCM. It's gonna be Shui, who's gonna be playing the Shadow Fiend. It's gonna be Go Audio on the Leshrac. Quicks will be playing the Luna. Werner on his Darkseer, of course, and Blueberry Ninja what else would he play but the Shadow Demon, as we saw him play the same thing yesterday, as well as actually Quicks played the Luna then, as well as Werner playing the Darkseer. So 3 heroes the same as last night when we saw them going up against DD. We jump ourselves over to the Radiant side where virtus.pro is waiting for one AFK player that is still left to pick up the Magnus. But it's going to be KSI who's going to be playing the Venomancer. NS will be taking on the role of the Undying Santa on the Warlock, and Airman playing that Gyrocopter, and that will leave Tamar Wild on the Magnus, who is indeed going to go into the mid lane then. And I do love this Warlock set. Oh my god, I need to have that Warlock set. Look at that. What's that? What is that? Oh, that's his ultimate. Oh my god, he's gonna have a different ultimate hero popping up. It's cool. So we're gonna wait for that to happen. Enemy Shadow Fiend's also not that common lately. Ready when you are, and NS says. So we're gonna have a game very, no, never mind. One moment needed for TCM, so that's gonna be that. But the question is, like, if Magnus is gonna be mid, is Warlock gonna be a safe lane and then an aggressive tri lane top? That could be potential, because we've actually, when I just started casting, I saw Warlock going up on a safe lane solo, and that worked out brilliantly. Warlock has a pretty decent last hit animation. Actually, yeah, it should be fairly easy to get those last hits up on for virtus.pro, for Santa. And he can actually do that. He can stay alive. He can arrest a bit with his bond, and he would probably be up against a Darkseer, so he would not be arrested that much because he's ranged and all that stuff. So he could be fine. And even if he gets harassed, he can heal himself up with the Shadow Word. So I'm kind of curious to see if that's indeed going to be the case, and if we're then going to see an aggressive tri lane with these 3 heroes. Though having said that, they don't really have that solid stun apart from the homing missile, which might be a reason for them to not do it. I mean, they've got a Shadow Demon, which is basically the perfect thing you have. If homing missile is your only stun, the Shadow Demon is gonna know when to disrupt the target so it doesn't hit. So even that one stun won't hit. Easily dodgeable in that sense. But we're gonna see who's going where. We do know that Shui is gonna be going to the mid lane, and Werner is probably gonna be going to the bottom lane by himself. Though having said that, everybody is going to the bottom lane of TCM, apart from Werner, who's indeed gonna go towards the top lane. Maybe they're expecting an aggressive tri lane, or they want to go for that aggressive tri lane themselves. They have, of course, got the disruption, followed up by the Split Earth. Lucent Beam with the Soul Catcher on there is a lot of damage going through. So that could work out for them. They won't find anybody yet of virtus.pro though, because virtus.pro is all gonna go towards that top lane. Let's see what they can do. I'm gonna stop drooling over that Warlock set right now. I hope. I swear that delay is not 2 minutes. I just looked at the chat, and apparently now, 2 minutes ago, I talked about the Warlock's close, but it feels like only such a short minute ago, because I'm talking about it again. And it feels like I'm still in the same mindset.
30 seconds to battle.
Awkward. Anyways. Nobody finding each other, obviously. It is TCM that's not even looking, it's just playing really safe. We have Go Audio and Blueberry Ninja just standing about looking for the rune. Gonna be looking for the rune. Unless it's gonna be, checking a Roshan. Interesting.
The battle begins.
Let's see where the rune is gonna be at. It's gonna be top, and it's gonna be Invisibility Rune. It's a nice one to have, and it looks like we are gonna have an aggressive tri lane, and it is gonna be Santa on the bottom lane by himself. And it is gonna be Tamar Wild on the mid lane on his Magnus. So we are gonna see an aggressive tri lane and an aggressive tri lane, making both tri lanes not aggressive tri lanes. Yay. That's actually, oh wait, Invisibility Rune up on KSI. There's someone coming in there. Let's see if they can do something. They have got a Skewer, and they've got a Gale. I don't think they should be able to kill him though. Maybe able to harass him away, because he only's got three tangos. Tower will do a lot of damage on level 1 though. And Ness coming in from the side, the Skewer hits, and this will be first blood. One more hit to go. And it's actually the first blood that goes on the bottom lane. Damn me for missing that one happening stuff at the same time, but that's the combination that we would expect from an aggressive tri lane. Solo lane Warlock goes down, disruption, followed up by a Split Earth, and there's not even Lucent Beam needed. That's him already being dead. So that was 2 quick kills, one for each team, but the first blood money, it actually went to Quicks. And that's the one that of course, for TCM, you want to see farming most, so that's a great pickup for them, as we have got Santa coming back towards the bottom lane.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And let's see if they're gonna be able to gank again. Oh, wait a second, Gale hits on Go Audio. Right clicks to go. This should be him going down. Disruption trying to help out Go Audio. He already thought he was dead, and he gets hit now by Santa, who gets himself a kill on the back end of that one. Quicks gonna be able to go away from that one. Gale already no longer there for Venomancer, and that is gonna be Santa being helped out. The 2 supports rotating, knowing that the top lane is gonna be just fine for that Gyrocopter to farm up against that solo Darkseer. But that is gonna be Santa getting a kill back. And Go Audio felt like he was just not having... it felt like he already thought he was dead, and then it just stopped moving. A bit awkward there. We have a TP, by the way. It's gonna be Quicks that's gonna be farming on the top lane, thinking, you know what, I'm not gonna be here if there's indeed gonna be an aggressive tri lane, and if they're indeed gonna be harassing us that much. So he wants to just get his farm up. I like how NS is pretending that he is one of the illusions, and the real one is just that. Now it's over though. It's gonna be Blueberry Ninja who's gonna actually TP out. Tombstone goes up for that one. And the TPs on the top lane continue. NS is gonna be the one. Darkseer, of course. The swap is complete right now. Verona is gonna be on the bottom lane, and the top lane is gonna be the tri lane. So that is the swap complete for TCM. Now let's see what virtus.pro is going to do against that swap. We of course have got Warlock. I mean, with that Trilon up against him for a short while, he got some nice levels. Yes, he died once, but it was fairly early, and he still is now on par with Werner. They are both level 3. As for Shui, he is actually, let's see how he caught up after being going down. He's got 6 for 0. That's really not that great. Tamar Wild is 17 to 3. That's a massive difference. The levels are even though, but the difference in last hits is just insane, and Shui doesn't even have his bottle yet. It is on the courier, one would expect. No, it's just the boots. It's just the boots on the courier. But that's gonna be him having a tough time. And we're just harassing with that Shadow Ward level 2. He actually went for stats. Getting for that extra survivability. Let's see what he can do here. Surge away for Werner, actually saving, or thinking he needed that to save his life. Running away from that solo laning Warlock. Again coming up on Shui. There goes the Gale. There goes the Shockwave. There's gonna be a Skewer as well if he wants it. The tower hitting hard on Tamar Wild though. Skewer's away from out of range of the tower, and it's 1 for 1. It is a trade. No trade, actually. Tamar Wild staying alive for that pause coming up from Go Audio. And it is Tamar Wild that stays alive. KSI is gonna still take a lot of harassment from that tower. Let's see if he's actually gonna go down. I don't think he is. Nah, the one tower hit is still gonna hit, but that is it. Nobody coming in from TCM to try and stop this these two from getting out to safety. Even though, I mean, I have to say, they have to go back to base right now, so that's costing them quite a bit. There's no regen up apart from the one Tango that KSI has. So that's quite interesting to see that. I mean, that, I guess, in a way, it's not that bad for TCM, for Shui, even though he doesn't have a TP, so okay, it's bad again. I was gonna say, if he can TP back and get his farm going on the middle lane right now while the Magnus is not there, that would actually not be all too bad. In the meantime, Warlock level 5, he's one of those heroes that as soon as he gets level 6, we're gonna see him trying to use his ultimate to try and get a kill. So I'm quite interested to see how he's gonna be working that as well, I haven't actually seen that game because I was casting a game at the same time. I believe it was Dignitas that had themselves a Warlock that was pretty damn farmed and was able to win the game for them. Let's see if virtus.pro can do the same for this Warlock, even though he already died once, but you know, it's not that bad. Werner's gonna try to tower skip, has got of course his soul ring and his stout shield, should be able to do that unless Santa is gonna be there too much to harass him. In the meantime, on the top lane, the aggressive tri-lanes are together, so let's see what they can do here, if they can do anything here. Of course, like I said, there's no real hard stun upon virtus.pro, and there is a disruption to set things off or to defend things for TCM. And I think as long as Quicks is getting farmed, they don't really have the need to go in, because if you go in now and your opponent team, you have a chance of losing a hero, and as long as you're farming and you're not dying against an aggressive tri-lane of your opponent team, you should actually be getting ahead of that. Oh, Skewer gonna be hitting on Werner, but he surges himself away. Should be safe. Oh, not be safe. One right click from Santa and the Shockwave doing the job. The gank coming through. Reverse polarity not being used for that. He has it though. And he also has a regen rune, so he can just spam up what he wants. In the meantime, on the top lane action going off as well. Blueberry Ninja going down. As well as the Luna. Everything happening at the same time this game. Nice! Split Earth, but Go Audio, I think it was his last dying breath to do that with. Unless he can get this kill. Can he do something? Lightning go through. He gets it! Double kill for Go Audio! And the one that already got away was the Venoman, so you already backed off. You should have sticked around and maybe be able to make a difference there, but that is not a worthy trade. If you're gonna trade your 2 carries for the carry of the opposing team and for a support, I mean, it was an even trade, but like I said, if you're on an aggressive trial lane and you're playing even as the safe lane, that you're actually doing just fine as if Shui being chased down by double damage. Temawa, one more hit needed. Shockwave would do the job just as well, and he gets it too. Tower still hitting up on Temawa, but that's gonna be fine. Use his bottle charges will be okay. As I have to say, that Shadow Fiend is having a really tough time, as he decided to skip the bottle and go for a magic wand instead. And these 2 teams, they're just aggression all over. Quite a contrast to previous game that we saw. At least the early game, that is. And let's see what we can do with the level 6 up on Airman. His cooldown is up there. We still have a level 5 only up on Quicksilver, so no Eclipse just yet. And we have got, of course, virtus.pro in favor of kills. But TCM, they don't seem helpless just yet. They have got that Luna farming. The only big loss that they have is the middle lane, which is really not working out. Top lane is okay for them. Top lane is feeling okay. All fine. But then losing the middle lane quite hard. And reverse polarity actually used to shut down Werner here. There he goes, Skewer. That's gonna be his death. I was gonna say, like, bottom lane was fairly even, apart from that the middle lane actually makes a difference now for the bottom lane as well, because this is the second time that Magnus has ganked up on Werner there, and the second time that he dies as well. Oh, Tombstone goes up. They want to go for quicks, but he's already out. Nice juke! Tombstone actually didn't clear out those 3, so he was able to get away with that. And there's 4 heroes now from TCM on this top lane. And now 5. Surge up for Werner. They want to try to do something here. Can they do it? They have not gotten the Eclipse just yet. Almost though, but they have to deal with the chaotic offering right now. If they go in, because the Warlock is around there. Santa standing ready. Has got 1 level in Fatal Bonds. Deny on the tower was all they wanted apparently. Shui just moving back towards the mid lane. He needs the farm. He needs that farm. Home and Mist are gonna hit up on quicks, but they're not gonna be able to go in on that. He's already way too far out. Santa's still hanging around though. They still want to do this. They still don't want to give this up. They still don't want to make their journey towards the top lane for nothing. And let's see if it's gonna be for nothing. Quicks at least cannot get farm. He did manage to get himself an experience range to just get that level 6, but he's being forced out again. And this 4 versus 5, the only one that's not here is Shui, who's still farming on the mid lane. Something that he of course desperately needs doing. Santa though coming in. There is a ward there for the dire side, so TCM, they know what's coming. If they can keep their opponents busy here, this is actually working out in favor for them, since Shui is still farming and nobody of virtus.pro is actually farming anything but this top lane. Lucent Beam, gonna just make sure that Undying doesn't go through. There's the chaotic offering, hits on 3, Shockwave going through, Blueberry Ninja. That's a disruption, but it's only postponing the inevitable. There he goes. Down he goes. Tower will do exactly the same thing, I would say. In the meantime, it is the bottom lane that has got Werner on it as well. And it is 3 that's left on the top lane. 2 I should say, because 1 died of course. They give up the tower. Let's see if they're gonna get something in return. TP out coming into the mid lane, as well as to the bottom lane. Airman gonna just try to shut down Werner here. Homing Missile gonna go in. It was Magnus that came back towards the mid lane, shutting down Shui again from the push that he was trying to do. He's got himself some power treads. That's nice to have. But in the meantime, that's an entire lane of towers gone. That's 2 towers dead on the side of TCM, with no towers down on the side of virtus.pro. So that means that the gold graph is definitely gonna go in their favor. But look at that. I mean, if you have 2 towers down, one of course got the knight, so yeah, you know, we have to take that into account. But 2 towers in theory is 3k gold, because you have the last hit included there, and that's around 3k gold. Or 1.5k gold per tower, I would say. So if you then have 6 kills in favor and almost, well, 3.2k gold, 3.3k gold, it's not that much. It could be a lot more. It should be a lot more. Based on numbers, but that's just the fact that virtus.pro is going for 5-man Dota right now, and they do have a lineup which they can do that with. I mean, yeah, they got a Gyrocopter who normally likes to have a lot of farm, but you know, the team fight potential that they have is a lot more than TCM has. So if they're just gonna go 5-man Dota, say, you know what, you can fight us, you can defend your towers, but if you do, we're gonna force you into a team fight. And TCM, they're not ready for that, so they are gladly giving up those towers. Courier, hello. But it's gonna be not the Courier that they're gonna go for. They're gonna go for Airman. That's gonna be a kill. There we go. Team Wild coming in. Go audio. One shockwave will do the job. There we go. Team Wild getting that one. It is gonna be Blueberry Ninja who's gonna also pay for the death up on Airman, and that's gonna be a double kill going the way of Team Wild. And the Courier coming back. And that's yeah, there's people being sandwiched. We saw them coming in from the side. But of course, TCM not seeing them. They don't have the vision that we do. And actually, their only vision is really this one. And the one in the jungle that they needed earlier. And that's it. No vision on the river for either team, actually. Because virtus.pro, the only ward that they have up is this one as well. In the jungle that they needed earlier. They do see the Courier flying through, so they know there's people there. No real surprise, though. KSI hiding from Werner, who's pushing down the tower slightly. And he will be able to do just that. Of course, those plague wards still helping out a bit for virtus.pro side, and that might actually be enough. In the meantime, virtus.pro, they've already taken down the tier 1 middle, so tier 1 bottom. Metro will follow up. Last tier 1 standing on the side of TCM. There we go, Tombstone going up, Chaotic offering as well, we're on the way out. He is going to be able to get away though. Is it going to be the same thing for Quicks? He already popped his Eclipse, he is going to go down, but at least he takes Airman with him. And now we're on a Lightning going through. Can they get this tower? They should be able to Shockwave. The first polarity is already used up, but Rodeo still goes down. Blueberry Ninja trying to do what he can to get away, but he won't be able to get away. There is another kill. Santa this time getting it, and now Werner gets himself out of that place for good. Oh, this is a... I didn't really... He doesn't have a head. He has an eye for a head. Okay, I don't think I want to set anymore. At least not with the item. Look at that. He doesn't have a head. It's been replaced with an eye of Sauron. Or something like that. It makes him look like he's not... like, not a beast. I don't know. I liked him more when he actually had a face instead of just an eye in his socket. Oh well. 2 towers taken down by virtus.pro. I mean, they could have just gotten 1 tower and get away if TCM didn't go in on that, but they did go in, and that gave virtus.pro the opportunity to take that team fight, win that team fight, and then take another tower on top of that one, and maybe even get a Roshan instead of that. I mean, there's still 1 tier 2 tower left standing. But the reverse polarity is up, and you know, normally when we see a team do this kind of pushing strat, like taking down all the towers, then go for Roshan, then go for tier 3s. Maybe that's still what they want to do. We're gonna see. If TCM, however, tries to fight this again, I don't think they're gonna come out on top. They just need to have more time, need to have more farm. And if they will take that fight and lose that fight, that will give virtus.pro a excuse to take tier 3 towers. For now though, it's gonna be the tier 2, it's just gonna get given away. There we go, Airman picking up the gold. Let's see what he's building, by the way. We already saw him having his Ring of Aquila and his Space Boot, so no real new items up on him. Tamar Wild got himself a mechanism up on him. We do have a Necronomicon, more pushing power for the Warlock. Actually fits him. And that's gonna be tier 3. I mean, if you're not having any fight whatsoever or any hero standing around, why not try to get a tier 3 if they're not doing anything anyway? In the meantime, Shui still building towards his BKB. I mean, he's really not been able to do that much in this game so far. He's 0-3-0. Let's just put on net worth for a second. I mean, net worth is very one-sided at this point, also because of all those towers going down. So we can't really look at that all too much. Tombstone going up. Shui gonna have to run for his life soon. Homie Missile gonna come in. He's gonna be able to be safe though, but in the meantime, tier 3 tower not as safe. There is an Eclipse up soon again. 12 seconds until it's up again, but it should be giving virtus.pro enough time to take down the tier 3 tower, especially with that flak cannon there. Look at that, harassing the supports away. Look at that. Look at that. One more hit, and this might actually... Oh, it went to the Shrek rather than going for the Shadow Demon. That's just a flak cannon damage from Airman right there. Homie Missile gonna come in for first polarity up on 3. The Skewer towards the rest, and that is gonna be 3 people already dead. Can they get more buybacks? For everybody, Quicks still alive for now, but he can't really do anything. Eclipse already being used. Barracks will go down, and I do think since virtus.pro is still standing here so high HP, can they get Werner as well? Because that would be the death blow, in my opinion. Disruption trying to help out. Rocket Barrage helping out, cleaning out the creep wave before they can take down the next set of racks. But virtus.pro, they can just stick around here. They have got heals from the Undying and from the Warlock. They get the 2 set of racks and back off. Just like it's any other day of taking down a Rax. No real harm done to them, actually no harm at all done to them. They did lose a tower. I do believe the tier 1 tower dropped to a creep wave, but hey, that's a worthy price to pay in that sense. In that case. The gold graph just spiking upwards. And I mean, I feel like they could do exactly the same on all 3 other lanes. Just, you know, standing there. Forcing TCM out with the flak cannon, and even without having that big of an items up yet, it's hurting TCM so much, especially those supports. And Luna is just not ready yet to deal with this. She doesn't have a BKB yet. She's not farmed enough to deal with this, and especially not taking that mid lane. That's the thing that probably hurt them out the most. I mean, like I said earlier, they didn't really win the or virtus.pro didn't really win the top lane until after all of the heroes came in, so they played even at that. The bottom lane was fairly even as well, but then came Tamar Wild making a difference on the bottom lane. Then Santa won his bottom lane, and then Tamar Wild and Santa came towards the top lane to take that one as well, and then it was virtus.pro on all the lanes, virtus.pro on all fronts having an advantage there. Blueberry Ninja already taking a bit of damage there. Is gonna be is gonna not be able to do anything. Werner though surging himself in, gonna go for the dark sea roll. There he goes, but gets himself a reverse polarity just for him, and he goes down. There goes Warlock destroying the tower, so more gold going the way of Santa. He won't even have time to go for a fully built Warlock with a refresher or anything like that. It's all gonna be too fast. I mean, in the meantime, it's gonna be Luna still trying to farm. This is the only thing that she can do. If she was standing around here, she wouldn't be able to do anything useful. So this is the only thing that she can try to do, that TCM can try to do. Just try to push virtus.pro back, or to force them back by trying to push slightly. Shui, I mean, he's gonna be up against level 12. He's level 11, not that bad, but it is oh. Is it oh, actually, this might be it. Yeah, he gets it. I was not expecting that. Now he has to run. TP out, buyback from Magnus. It's gonna be Santa coming in with the space boot, but the TP out is faster. I really was not expecting that. Nice play coming off from Shui. Having his Requiem of Souls still up there with 28 souls in him. He did have 28 souls anyways. Spawned with 36. Or it didn't spawn, of course, he TP'd out. Duh. What am I talking about? KSI having a 4-staff for himself. Let's take a look at some more of the items. As well, I haven't really been able to do that much because virtus.pro has just been constantly creating action all over the map. But at least movement, that was interesting to watch, let's put it that way. We have got the Blink Dagger up on Tamar Wild, of course. Warlock's still gonna go for an Aghanims by the looks of it, picked himself up a point booster. BKB being built up by the Garrow Copter, and other than that, I mean, it's just some standard items that we see upon those zeros. Same thing goes for TCM, but they are of course lacking quite a bit of gold, so we still see them building up towards those core items, building up towards those BKBs for both Shadow Fiends and the Luna, and they don't have them yet. They just have drums and boots. And that's it. Archer Aura. And that's gonna be the tier 3 tower. That's the last lane. Now TCM cannot try to do what they did before. Cannot try to force them back by any other means. Because if they get this Rax, it's over. And TCM knows that they know that they have to fight right now. And I'm not sure how that's gonna go. It's gonna be a nice Dark Sea roll still. But it's gonna be a Poison Oak on the side. Blueberry Ninja already going down just like the Leshrac. Buyback coming off from the Luna. Buyback coming off from the Shadow Demon. Nice reverse polarity dodged by Sweet. It was used though. It was wasted by Tamar Wild, and they still don't have the tier 3 tower. They're gonna get forced back out. Here comes the Eclipse. Tamar Wild already goes down. It was Santa that already dropped earlier on. Forced out forward by KSI, dodging the vacuum, but surged up by Quicks. He has got himself a Lucent Beam. Gonna get a Gale on his face though. In the meantime, Airman coming back is gonna go down again. Shui, Requiem of Souls again, gets another kill, double kill for him, and another one! Oh, he doesn't get the last hit from them. Would have been a triple kill otherwise. That's a team wipe on the side of virtus.pro, and that is TCM. Showing that they are definitely not done with this game just yet, even though I have to say, they are fighting an uphill battle. They are 2 sets of Rex down, and only now Shui is doing what Shadow Fiends are doing with the amazing right clicks that they have. And I mean, virtus.pro maybe slightly getting ahead of themselves, going for those kills rather than going for those barracks. It was a bit of a messy fight for them. For TCM, that was an advantage. I mean, the fight was in 2 different places, spread out over the base, so that's TCM's advantage. And of course, they did use their buybacks. They had a buyback up on the Luna, and up on the Shadow Demon. At the same time, the buyback was also there for the Venomancer up on the side of virtus.pro. He couldn't really do anything extra apart from just pushing something back. Probably just pushed back the middle lane as the creep wave seemingly was around there. We do have a Roshan back again, which already has a nice line of wards standing around there. Haystrom picked up by Blueberry Ninja. Maybe gonna try to get some more wards up on there to get that vision. I mean, that's gonna be very important right now at this stage of the game. Just getting that map control bit so that your carries feel comfortable in farming. He's gonna have to find Venomancer wards everywhere though. That's gonna be very annoying. In the meantime, top lane again, virtus.pro. This is the last lane that they need, so no surprise that they're gonna go for this again. Knowing that the buyback is on cooldown, knowing that the Eclipse is probably still on cooldown. BKB is there for the Luna after last fight though. Same thing goes for the Shadow Fiend, and that might make a difference. We do have Shadow Fiend in the mid lane. He's gonna be able to TP back though, and he's gonna be forced to do it quickly also because here they come. Here comes virtus.pro up to the high ground. They come. They have got the tombstone up. There we go. Losing beam just for some harassment, but tier 3 tower is gonna be the goal. They're a lot more focused this time. Vacuum into Dark Seer Ball. BKB there, but the Requiem of Souls getting cancelled by that one. Poison Nova still going through. Here comes the Requiem of Souls still, and it is the Shadow Demon that still goes down as well as the Shrek. So 2 supports from TCM on the sidelines. Airman trying to stay alive. Quicks though, he is the one to drop the heal from Santa, keeping Airman up. And there goes the Shadow Fiend as well. Warlock doing the works with his Fatal Bonds, I would believe. Here comes Shui again though. Wanted to get revenge. The K going through. He's got himself an Iron Show up. Chaotic Offering was not used yet. Skewer, and that goes Werner down very fast, and it is Shui that goes down as well. That's a team wipe, that's a GG, and that is virtus.pro taking 3 extra points in StarLadder Star Series Season 5, day number 6. A very convincing play with TCM. One fight that they had just there on the top lane gave them hope. Gave me hope. But it wouldn't happen, and that is the end of it. As we're gonna wait until virtus.pro cleaned out the tier 4s, or at least some kind of throne explodes. That would be nice.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Well, just a quick look at the gold graph. I mean, I haven't really checked it out that much because I do believe that everybody knows what the gold graph was looking like. Experience graph. This note should have been more even. I mean, this is the fight that of course went towards CCM and then it went back up again, of course. But it was quite nice that they actually got themselves ahead at some point. For the experience that was of course killing off all those heroes that were so much higher level than them than they were. Still waiting for Werner to disconnect. There we go, he does disconnect, so we will be having the end screen fairly soon, depending on who's gonna be fastest. Is it gonna be the game or is it gonna be virtus.pro? I think it's gonna be virtus.pro, but let's see how fast they are. Maybe it's gonna be the game. They're not as fast as I thought it would be. Oh, they're actually not trying. So it's gonna be the game. It will be the game. Or will it be the game? Or will it be virtus.pro? Oh, it's gonna be the virtus.pro. The creeps. I'm gonna give it to the creeps. Even though it's probably very even. Anyways. My name is Sheever, by the way. If you want to support me, then you can do so by subscribing to my YouTube, or subscribing to my Twitch, or following me on Twitch, or following me on Twitter, or liking me on Facebook. And that's all under the same name on SheeverGaming. So youtube.com/SheeverGaming, Facebook.com/SheeverGaming, etc. So do that. We're going to jump ourselves into the next game. A game that a lot of you people have been waiting for. No Tidehunter taking on Fnatic. Stick around. Don't go anywhere because we have got that blockbuster coming up right now.